When you first start Storyline 3, you'll see a screen similar to the following. This start screen will display every time you start the program. The left-hand side is where you can start a new project or load a previous project. The right-hand side of the screen displays what's new in Storyline 3. Before we get started, the recommendation when working with Storyline files is to save to your local computer rather than a network drive. This will help prevent corruption in your files. Let's start a new project. When you first begin a project, you'll find yourself in Story View. Think of this view as a visual map. It will help you see at a glance what you have in your course and how things are organized. The top of the screen has a ribbon similar to Microsoft Office. Below that is where you'll find your scenes and slides laid out. And on the right, you'll see two sections, Triggers and Slide Properties. One of the best hints I can give you right away is to right-click. Many of Storyline's options and shortcuts are hidden so you can see your course easily. Where you right-click, you'll see different possibilities. Let me show you what I mean. When I right-click in the gray area, these are the choices you'll see. Now, when I right-click on the scene, which is above the slide, you'll see these options. And when I right-click on the slide, you'll see these options. At first glance, it may seem that it's doing the same thing. Let me show you that they are different. Here's your first mini challenge. Start a new project in Storyline. Change the name of the scene. Change the name of the slide. If you're stuck on what to call these things, here are a couple of ideas shown on the screen. And, as a bonus, you can add a new slide to the scene. Go ahead and pause the video. Once you're done, come on back so you can check your work with mine. Nice! Let me show you what I did, and then we'll take a look at the bonus question. From the Start menu, I'll click New Project. I'm going to right-click at the top of the slide and choose Rename and then type in the name for my scene. I'm going to type in Risk Management 101. I'm then going to press the Enter key to make it stick. Another way of changing something is to double-click to make the underlying text editable. I'll double-click the slide title. And then from there, I'm going to type in the title, Let's Begin. Okay, now let's take a look at that bonus question, adding a new slide to the scene. One way is to right-click and choose New Slide. When you choose this, you'll see a lot of things you can do. Let's keep it simple for now as we're just practicing. Select Basic Layouts, and then from there, Blank. Alright, now we have two slides in the scene. While we're here, let me point out a couple of things. On the ribbon, you'll see that we could have also added slides here too. If you're not seeing this on your screen, just make sure you have the Home menu items selected. To the left, you'll see that we also have a Scenes section. Go ahead and click the New Scene button so we can see how Storyline lays out an additional scene on the screen. Did you notice that the first scene has a flag and the second one doesn't? This tells you which content Storyline is going to present first in the course. Alright, here's your next mini challenge. Title the new scene. Make the new scene the starting scene. If you're looking for a title, how about Introduction? Go ahead and pause the video. So, how did it go? Once the scene was added, you can now change the name. I'm going to double-click and type in Introduction. To make this the first scene, I'm going to right-click and choose Starting Scene from the menu. Now that you've seen how we can do some basic layout from the view Story View, let's go to the view where you'll spend most of your time, Slide View. Double-click on the slide that you want to edit, and it will take you right to the slide view. Now this looks a lot like PowerPoint, doesn't it? At the top is the ribbon, and right underneath you'll see that each view has a button. A quick way to go back to Story View is clicking here. If I want to open another slide, just double-click. Now you can see that I have multiple views. If you want to close a view, Click the view first and then click the X on the view itself to close it. Let's look at what is available to us in Slide View now. To the left are thumbnails of all the slides in a scene. The main part of the screen displays the slide you're working on, and the right side shows triggers and slide layers. Triggers are used to react to a situation either from what the end user does or a reaction to something that is happening. The slide layers are another method of encapsulating your interactivity to help you build the experience for the end user. Did you see at the very bottom that there's another part with 3 tabs? The timeline, states, and notes. The timeline and states is another section that will aid you in working out your interactivity work. The notes is where you can add additional information that won't be displayed to your end user. This is a great section for leaving notes on how you design your interactivity, so when you look at updating your course in the future, you'll have a better idea as to what you are doing to make it work. Okay, now that you have a lay of the land, let's get ready for the next video. Do this next challenge, and then you'll be ready to start. Go back to Story View, delete Scene 2, we won't need it anymore, and delete the second slide. Go ahead now and pause the video. Alright, that wasn't too bad, was it? First, I'm going to close the slide we're on by clicking in the bar. From here, I'm going to delete Scene 2 by right-clicking and selecting Delete. After clicking yes to the prompt, the scene has been deleted. Now let's get rid of the second slide. Similar to deleting a scene, you can either select the slide and press Delete, or right-click and choose Delete. I'm going to go ahead and select the slide and then press Delete. Then I'm going to click yes to the prompt. There you go. That's a quick overview of getting around in Storyline. You'll see a lot more as we go along. Let's go to the next video so we can find out about our client and our project.